Hey there, welcome to the garden. It is the most beautiful rainy evening out here. We've just been getting this really nice, gentle, steady rain for probably the last hour. And it's just gorgeous. It's actually just what the garden needed. We were starting to get a little bit dry. So that's been really good. I do actually have a planting project to do today though. I keep redoing the centerpiece on my table, and so I'm doing another iteration of it today. I actually went to the garden center and picked up a few plants, so I thought I would show you just how I'm making this container arrangement. So I'm gonna fill this up with some of the potting soil from down here. It's funny, I've never really done so much indoor gardening, I guess, houseplants. I guess it's not really gardening, but I've never really done so much houseplant growing in the summer. But I'm fine because I've got my two little daughters. We've got a toddler and a baby. I'm inside a bit more this year than I typically would. Usually I'd be spending a lot more time out in the garden this season of my life, though I am indoors a bit more. So I've been enjoying having some ferns and different houseplants, and so today I thought I would actually do like a full arrangement and pot it up. So I'm just going to put some regular potting soil in this little plastic pot that I trimmed down to fit my bigger container. But I am finding that I like the decorative pottery, but I don't like to actually plant directly into the pottery. I like planting into something like just a plastic container because it's just a little bit easier for switching the plants out. And I don't have a ton of natural light inside my actual house, and so a lot of my house plants end up dying. So it's nice if I can switch things out pretty easily. And this I just cut down so it fits perfectly into my pottery pot, and then I can let it grow, and then we'll just switch out the plants. I will also, while I'm in the kitchen, show you an update on the fall garden and how all the seedlings are doing, because they are doing pretty well as well. And I may actually stick some of the houseplants outside, because these kind of gentle rains are exactly what is really great for houseplants. Okay, let me get the soil, just regular potting mix, and then we'll go upstairs and get planting. Hopefully this will be enough, because we obviously have the containers. And here's a little look at the rainy garden. It's really kind of pretty in the rain. Happy plants. Okay. The beans, no sign on the beans sprouting yet, but it's only been a couple days, so we'll keep an eye on those too. All right, let me move this. I got a house plant as my little tripod right now. Okay, so this is the plastic container, and then it's gonna go, I cut it down so it goes right into this pot. And I cut my little plastic pot down so it's like the perfect insert. It goes right in there, no problem. I did have ivy in another pot that I just set in this container, which worked really well too. So I just had like a couple of these kind of, 3 or 4 inch pots, and I just set them in there, and that worked really well. But I decided I just wanted to change up the look of this container, and this is I think it's called a let's see, this is not a silver lace fern. I think this is a mahogany fern, and it's been drying out really quickly, so I'm taking that as a sign that it needs to be up potted. So instead of putting it, although it doesn't look super root bound, so I'm not exactly sure why it was drying out so quickly, but we will get it into a new pot just in case. This might be a little bit better to give it a little bit of room to kind of spread out and grow. And it's just a really pretty fern. I like it because the new growth is darker, so it kind of has like a little bit of dimension to it, and I think it makes it look a little like whimsical and kind of woodsy with those darker tones of growth. I don't know, it gives you a little bit of something, some differences to look at. And I'm going in this container, I want kind of a little bit more of a fall look. I picked up some other rustier kind of greens. So the mahogany fern with the new growth being kind of brown, reddish is gonna be perfect, and kind of just starting that fall look. I know it's really like early yet to be talking about fall. I mean, it's still only early August, but you know, you're starting to see the fall decorations at the store. So maybe I'm just kind of inspired by that. But the next plant that I picked up is along the same lines of just sort of, it looks a bit more bright green on the camera. It is a little dark, it's evening right now, so I think the camera's kind of compensating for that, but it's really pretty. It's a, I don't know, Pilea. Here's the tag in case you want to try to find the specific thing. I'm not sure, but it's gonna be, it's like a 2-inch tall, and this is a creeping vine. So I think what I'm gonna do is kind of plant it and then let it wrap around the container and hopefully just kind of grow and spill out. You know what, because it's a vine, I should plant the other plant first. So this is super cute. This is a mini Fitona. There we go. And this also has a little bit of that like fall kind of look. It's got these really pretty red veining in the leaves, and it's just a sweet little plant. It's kind of flowering actually. It's nice. My garden center sells these really tiny little plants for terrariums. They have a whole terrarium section, so they sell all these little mini pots, and it's nice because you can basically you can kind of get like really small plants, and it's easier to make arrangements like this. Okay, so that's perfect there. So I just stuck it in right next to this, and then we're gonna plant our little vine. Ooh, that really needed to be potted. Look at that. We're gonna put this right in here, tuck it in, and then I'm just gonna kind of bring the actual vine part around, and I know it's gonna, you know, take off. So all of these plants are basically shade indoor plants, but I am going to rotate them through some sunnier spaces, kind of like put them on the table and then bring them back to the sun and try to rotate them back and forth so they do a little bit better. I do have a couple south facing windows, so I'm going to try to take advantage of those as much as I can. But now I'm going to have some reindeer moss, which is probably my favorite thing to top dress with, and I'm just going to stick a little bit of that in and around just to fill in. It always makes everything look so much more, I'll give you the full view in a second, so much more like woodland, and that's kind of the look I'm going for, is almost like a little mini woodland vignette. Okay, and then to further that and keep things really whimsical, I got these little, I have these little mushrooms, so we'll stick those in there too. And that just also makes the whole thing kind of cute. So let me pop those in. They're just fun. Yeah. Okay, baby girl's down here playing. Here we go. Pop that in there. Oh my gosh, what a cute little woodland garden. So adorable, just so fun. And this hopefully will all kind of grow together and just be a really fun arrangement. Okay, let me take you over to the seedlings and I'll give you an update on the fall seedlings. So here is the fall seedling setup. I will be turning off their grow lights pretty soon here. I've been keeping on them about 14 to 16 hours a day, and they are growing super quickly. They're a little bit leggy. In hindsight, I didn't move my grow lights down close enough to the top of them, so I probably should have done that. But even despite not having a perfect grow light height, look at these. So yeah, some legginess, but I will plant those leggy things deep. This is our collard greens. They always end up getting a little leggy for me. This is my dazzling blue kale. We've got some Swiss chard. That looks good. My green onions. These are the bunching onions. They look fabulous. Super happy. This is the pak choi looking really good. And the snapdragons, these are apple blossom snapdragons are coming up. So yellow Swiss chard, Georgia Southern collard greens, dazzling blue kale, a mix of mustards. Yeah, super fun. They're getting their first true leaves. So tomorrow when I water, I will actually mix in a little bit of a liquid fertilizer in here and then fertilize them with that from the bottom, put a little bit of it in the tray. And yeah, they're a little bit leggy, so I could have, done some things to help them there, but honestly, I will just plant them a little bit deep and I'm not super worried about that. So as long as I keep them strong enough by either moving them or using a fan, just kind of like brushing them with my fingertips, then even though they're leggy, they'll be okay when I plant them out. So that's just kind of what I do, and that's how I handle the legginess, and I'll just plant them deep and they won't mind. So not ideal, but not a disaster, and certainly nothing to worry about if you end up in that situation. Sometimes it just happens. It's also pretty warm in here. It is probably warmer, especially under the grow lights, than it would be than like their ideal germination temperature, so that could be causing them to get a little leggy as well. Okay, now let me show you the violas because they have started to sprout. So here are the violas. Not every cell has sprouted yet, but we have a lot of good germination happening. They are such super cute seedlings. Oh my gosh. I've had a few people asking for some tips on these, and I just mostly recommend that you be patient with them. They just take a little while to get going. So don't worry if they're kind of a little slow to start off. They will pick up. And then once you plant them out, they'll be super happy. I have found in the past that they're one that kind of are slow, and then you plant them out when you're ready to plant them out, and they just take off and they get huge and happy and super beautiful. So I will keep you posted on how these keep going. I will not be fertilizing the violas yet because they are too little still. They need a little bit more time. Well, thank you for joining me for this rainy evening over here. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.